and a very good morning to you. This is your friend, your brother Samuel Nnamdi. I'm reaching you on this beautiful day all the way from Dallas, Texas, in the United States of America. Listen, people, this month of March, I had so strong in my heart to open up a totally different but sensitive, important, and that I have called the Family Series. And I opened it up dealing with parenting. Just last week, I had an amazing man who is indeed an authority in this area of parenting and has been doing it for so very many years. And he came on the show and he talked about destructive parenting, how to combat it. How do you combat destructive parenting? Are there things that parents do that is amounting to destroying their children instead of raising their children? Or are there parents that are raising their children destructively? I was talking with my daughter, not just my daughter, my children, and I told them about a video I had come across where a daughter and a father was shouting on a TV show. It was a TV show, and the daughter and her father were shouting so much back at each other that when I saw that video at first, I thought they were husband and wife because the girl had grown. She's no longer a child. She's grown pretty much into adulthood, right? So when I saw the video initially, I thought they were husband and wife. I mean, you know how husband and wife, I mean, that is husband and wife kind of shouting. That is husband and wife kind of shouting. But when I found out by the presenter of the show that this is father, daughter, my goodness, I just could not understand what went on here. He was aggressive, he was defensive. He probably, who knows, maybe sees his wife in the daughter. But the man had a serious issue, and the presenter pointed that to him. That man raised that girl destructively. You are tasked to raise your children, but are you raising them constructively or are you raising them destructively? So we started this show last week with my friend and my brother, the Honorable Dr. Ken Carters, and he spoke to us so eloquently in an amazing, detailed manner on how to combat, how to avoid destructive parenting. Today, we're still continuing on the subject matter of parenting, and we might stay on it all through the month of March in this family series. But today, the topic might sound alike, but it's a little bit different. Having discussed destructive parenting, somebody want to ask, what about destructive parenting? How do you parent in a destructive manner? And I also have an authority in that field. Let's say you're just going to be so blessed you believe yourself. So you know what I want you to do? Please share this video. Copy the link to this video. Send it to your family. Send it to your friends. Send it to all parents out there. Make this video go viral. This information is so important. You don't want to be the only one listening to it. I'm actually myself going to take a moment to share the video, right? So I'm going to play a couple of videos to get us ready and started. And while those videos are playing, I would invite you to share this, as I'm also going to go ahead myself.
Everyone, my name is Nnamdi, and at 11 in 6th grade I wrote a book, and I just want to tell all of you to go buy it. It's really good. It teaches you on how you can be successful in life. It has steps and guides, and you can even practice along with the book and pray and do everything that the book is telling you to do. It's on Amazon, and you can find it if you just search my name. It says it on the back. It's Peniel, and my last name is Nnamdi, Nnamdi. So you would really benefit from reading it. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you buy it. Again, please go to www.amazon and search for my name, Peniel Nnamdi, and you will find it. Thank you, everybody.
And that right there actually is my first daughter. And sometime last year, when she was just 11 years old, she wrote a book. This book got her recognition and award from the mayor of my city. Ain't that something? And not just the mayor of my city, you can't believe it. A lot of schools are subscribing to her books. A lot of parents are buying these books, right? A lot of people are going on Amazon, ordering so many copies. I mean, my daughter will appear somewhere and they say, hey, we ordered your book on Amazon. It was so nice. It was so beautiful. I read your book and I enjoyed it. You come back to me and say, Daddy, I met somebody today. The person said they ordered my book on Amazon. Isn't that something? And I'm so blessed to have such an amazing daughter. And she did that advert. And I said, why not? Since we are talking about parenting, it's good to play that advert. And I'm going to play it in every break we are going to have in this production. As I invite you to please go to Amazon and place your own order of my daughter's book. Let me play one last video and I'll invite my guests.
Come. That lady was preaching with me. She really was preaching with me. Teach them how to do it. Shout more!
More!
They need more to be developed and trained to combat the battle that is happening in their generation. I'm exposing my children to God because their generation is more wicked than my generation. The devil is out for them, and the church is not doing anything. But in every generation, God will always need people. And parenting means that God has anointed you to raise him an army. Hannah said, give me a son and I will give you a prophet. Parenting means that you take sons and daughters and turn them into arrows. Oh, Bible said they are arrow in the hand of a mighty man. Oh, God have mercy. I am the usher and my 5 children. I want to draw my bow back and release. When I release Peniel, I want to see dead people rising. When I release Jadiel, I want to see blind eyes opening. When I release Bethel, I want to see crippled people walking. The devil will not have his way in their time. My children are growing up in sanity. Shout yes. There are many reasons why we need more to structure spiritual development for our next generation. Come. That lady was preaching with me. She really was preaching with me. Teach them how to do it. Shout more!
More!
They need more to be developed and trained to combat the battle that is happening in their generation. I'm exposing my children to God because their generation is more wicked than my generation. The devil is out for them, and the church is not doing anything. But in every generation, God will always need people. And parenting means that God has anointed you to raise him an army. Hannah said, "Give me a son, and I will give you a prophet." Parenting means that you take sons and daughters and turn them into arrows. Oh, Bible said they are arrow in the hand of a mighty man. Oh, God, have mercy. I am the usher, and my 5 children, I want to draw my bow back and release. When I release Peniel, I want to see dead people rising. When I release Jadiel, I want to see blind eyes opening. When I release Bethel, I want to see crippled people walking. The devil will not have his way in their time. My children are growing up in sanity. Shout yes. There are many reasons why we need more to structure spiritual development for our next generation.
I believe you can hear me, people of God. I'm sorry, we had some technical glitches. I learned that English from a particular electoral body chairman from an African country that I know. So we also here experienced some technical glitches, but then I think we are up and running and we are good to go. Having seen those videos, it will be my greatest joy to invite my guests. Listen, people, I have known this woman of God for many years now. Let me say this on a lighter, note. This is that woman of God that intimidated some of us men of God back in the days, right? Because if you want to go through prayer, she will match you fire for fire. If you want to go to Revelation and Rema, she is right there. If you want to go to the ability to preach the word of God, she is something else, right? And then for those many years, she has continued to be relevant, resourceful in the work of the ministry. My beloved sister and friend, I hope she's still online. Let me see if I get her online. Hello, woman of God, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. It's good to
Can you hear me?
see you. Yes, I can. It's good to see you. Confirm if you can hear me.
Hello, woman of God, can you hear me?
Check if you muted me. I can hear you. I don't know if you can hear me.
Okay. I think you can hear me, but I cannot hear you. Let me check through my monitor here. Yes, you can hear me.
I can hear you very well. Check if you muted me.
You can hear me, but I cannot hear you. Okay. Anyway, since you can hear me, woman of God, I have confirmed it. I used my monitor to make sure you are hearing me, and I think you are. Now, since you can hear me, dear sister of mine, I was just telling the people that I've known you for so many years, so very many years. And back in the days when I knew you, we were all in the same church, serving under the same pastor. And I said that some of us men used to be intimidated by your, by your sagacity. This is that kind of a lady that you can't intimidate her because you're a man, right? If you want to go to prayer, she has more prayer fire than you can imagine. I said, if you want to go to Rema, she will finish your life with the Rema of God's word, right? If you want to go to the ability to preach, man, listen, this lady was such a resource person in the hand of God and still is a resource person. And the beautiful thing I love about God is that the path of the righteous man is like a shining light that shines progressively, right? So looking at this lady and watching her from all the way from overseas, she has indeed continued to shine progressively. She's done far more than that lady we used to see, know, relate with, work with back in the days in church.
Oh
I've known her
God.
for over 2 decades, and she's
Yeah.
remained consistent. She's been a great wife, a great supporter, a great partner. She's gone through so many training, certified coach, family life therapist. She does a lot of things in the area of marriage, in the area of parenting, just mind blowing. But let me not say all of it. I would allow her to introduce herself by herself so that if there's any details I'm leaving out, she can capture it in just brief introduction, and we'll go straight into this discussion. My sister, my friend, the one and only Amaka Omo-Oikeh. Welcome on board. Good to have you. Can we get to meet you, woman of God?
Please, can you hear me? It's important that you hear me. Oh. Can you hear me? I don't know. I can't hear you. I don't know. I need you to confirm that I can hear me, so I'm not by myself. Check volume if you can.
I think maybe to be able to hear you, let me refresh the room. I'm thinking of
Okay.
that. I'm thinking if I refresh the room, that way
All right.
I can hear you so that it will help the communication to flow.
All right.
All I need to do is just to refresh the room. Give me 1 second to refresh the room.
All right.
So people, give us just 1 second. We want to refresh the room, and then it will solve the problem we are here having. All right, I'm refreshing the room, Ron.
Okay, you're back. Can you hear me
I
now?
am back, and it worked. I can hear you.
Oh!
I know all I needed to do was to refresh the room. So, woman of God, I have already introduced you. Let's get to meet you, my sister.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get to meet you.
Okay, guys. It's so good to be here. I'm excited. You know, I think it was yesterday. I said, I'm like, okay, did people think that a day like this will come or something? You know, those days. But we know that God was up to something, but we're not sure exactly which area is going to be, right?
Right.
So I'm excited to be here. And I'm grateful to God. You know, when I see what God is allowing some of us to do, it's humbling, I must say. It's humbling. So I'm grateful. Thank God for you, Pastor Ike. For you know that you're a faith person. Once a human being can try it, Pastor Ike wants to try it. What somebody can do, Pastor Ike wants to do it. Whatever, it doesn't need to take. It doesn't like wait. It doesn't do it. So we thank God, right? I want to start by congratulating Penny officially on the launch of her book, right?
Yeah.
It's incredible sometimes what God is doing with these children, and we are happy.
Amen.
Happy for the privilege of being part of the journey, particularly as parents, right?
Yes,
sometimes when we look at them, we're like, God, this has to be God, right?
Yes.
It cannot be attributed to anything else but God. All right. So my name is Amaka Omo-Oikeh. I'm a family therapist. I'm a mental health practitioner. I do parenting, right? A bit of the background, my parenting background. I'm going to zero in on that a bit because we are talking parenting today, right? I've been a parent for maybe the greater part of my life, nearly three decades. I became a parent at 10. So my mom passed when I was about 10, and it was, I think it was a Thursday or something. It was I finished my exams to finish my primary school. Sorry, my JS1. I finished my exams to round off my JS1 on a Thursday. My mom passed on a Friday. So at her deathbed, I was with her and one of her aunties. She turned to me. I didn't know, had never seen makeup. My mom, my mom didn't allow us. My mom thought that, there was nothing children should be doing around corpses. So even as children, we were not allowed to go for burials and all of those things. So it was my first time. But at that point, she looked at me and she said, Amaka, take care of your siblings. I'm the first daughter, but I'm not the first child. Right? So looked at me and said, Amaka, take care of your siblings. She looked at that other lady and said, the other one is like her elder sister. That she said, Auntie, I'm tired. And she breathed her last. That's how I became a parent, right? And so I journeyed to playing an important role in raising myself, into raising my 3 other siblings. Okay, all of us are now married. Our last child was about 4 years old at that time. Our first child is a teenager, right? So my name is Amaka Omo-Oikeh. That's how I became a parent. And then over the years, I have journeyed. If you have seen my book, Disruptive Parenting, you will see the full story there. That's how I became a parent, right?
Wow.
And so eventually now I've become a parent coach. And so we have also started the Disruptive Parenting Academy. Last year we did the Disruptive Parenting Summit. All right. And we have graduates from the academy who have become high-ticket parent coaches. And then we have consummate parents who have also graduated from the academy. Because part of what we are doing in the academy is to raise consummate parents. Okay, that's a nutshell, my background on that. And once again, I'm excited to be here.
Wow. Woman of God. Do you know, I actually have no idea about this side of your story. You see how they say that people's pain, bring out the gain in them. People's mess bring out the message. What you go through forms the borders of what you will do in life, or what you were afflicted to help the afflicted. So having your mother die at a very young age, and that creating for you an opportunity to get into the field of parenting even without being married. That is now, to me, what I see about this great anointing that is upon your life when it comes to parenting. People share this video. Say, man, you want to hear this kind of person out. If her introduction is like this, you need to bring your chair close, get you a coffee, get you a popcorn, whatever it is you have to get handy, get it handy. We need to hear what this woman of God has to say to our time and generation. And I'm not going to interrupt. I'm just going to let her flow. She's going to just detail and download some things to us. And please use the comment box actively. If you have any question, write it in the comment box. We will get it. If you're watching on YouTube, because we are live on Twitter. As I speak, we are live on Twitter. We are live on Twitch. We are live on Facebook, different accounts. We are live on YouTube, right? So please, if you're watching from any of these platforms, write on the comment box. We will get it in the studio, and I'll make sure that I get to ask my sister the question that you posted. So please get your writing materials. Get ready to write out your question, because after she's done teaching, we're gonna come back to a brief interaction, and we'll look for how to end the production. Ladies and gentlemen, my beloved firebrand sister, she's gonna take it away from now, and for the next 40 minutes minimum, 1 hour maximum, learn the act of destructive parenting. Woman of God, over to you.
All right, guys, welcome for all of you, to all of you on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook. Please, like Pastor Ike said, go ahead, share the video, and let somebody else get value. Right? All right. Let's go in. Disruptive Parenting is actually a book. I don't know if you can see it.
Right? Yeah, Disruptive Parenting is a book. Yes. Amazing.
Yes. So it's a book, and like I said, we have also the Disruptive Parenting Academy, and we did a Disruptive Parenting Summit last year. It's actually a place where, in launching this book, we hosted 30 masterminds.
So it's actually a movement. It's more than a book. It's more than a message. It's a movement.
Yes, it's a movement. Somebody, in fact, one of the coaches in the industry called me as Amaka. I didn't know that you're the one God is going to use to start this movement. Truth is, the feedback from this program and this movement have been totally humbling. I didn't see it coming when I began the journey of writing the book. Okay, maybe I need to say this. So someone here who is feeling pained could probably draw strength and go back to that project, right? When I started writing this book, this was not the original name. The original name, I won't need to mention it here, but I'll just tell you the background story. Somebody very close to me, somebody, if you ask Pastor Ike, you don't want to get me to love someone, right? It may take me time to say this person is my sister or this person is my brother. But when I say I love someone, you can take it to the bank and cash it. So this person at some point was actually somebody I referred to as a sister. So when the journey of this book started, in fact, I finished writing the first manuscript and I shared with her, right? She's also in the family life space. Thank God for my husband, because I wanted to send the entire manuscript to her husband to proofread. Her husband refused. I said, Amaka, you will not send that manuscript to this person. I said, but this is where we are. At that point, was like, there was no money to even launch, to pay an editor. So I told someone, I told my husband, at this point, let's collaborate. The guy can edit. Let him. My husband said, my husband, he hardly will put his foot down on something like that. For whatever strange reason, God allowed my head to take prayer, like one of my mentors will say. He said, let our head be taking prayer. So I allowed my head to take prayer, and I didn't send the manuscript. But I have shared a lot about the book with this lady. Guess what was like? She went and took that name and used it to
Are you serious?
Do a course. Yes.
Jesus Christ, for real?
So when you did that course, and it's in our face, right? For this particular person, yeah. I even shared one of my major mentors with her, as that person that mentors her husband. So I was no longer, I won't lie to you, it was hurting. Now I have learned my lesson, and I am grateful that she did that thing.
Wow.
Do you know why? Because maybe it won't have gathered the level of momentum, the level of impact that disruptive parenting is now getting. Because as in it is a brand. You cannot talk disruptive parenting in the family life space without calling my name. The name itself, I've had a lot of people ask me why disruptive parenting.
Yes.
And I'll tell you why. Yeah. And I'll tell you why. In the space that we live, in the times that we live, right? We live in a generation where a lot of parents, a lot of adults are the reasons why the children under them are not doing right.
Yes.
So they have and right have become wrong, and wrong have become right.
Wow.
You live in Africa, for instance, and you come into a space and you want to do a job and you're not giving somebody kickback, you're not giving somebody, you're not settling somebody. It will look like you are not serious. You will have so badly institutionalized corruption.
Come on.
That the children, I mean, if you work with children, that's like you will know. Because you get into a conversation with them and they're like, but this is what my daddy is doing. This is what my mommy is doing. This thing you're saying does not align with what is happening in my space. So how do I tell my dad that he's wrong? How do I tell my mom that he's wrong?
Wow.
So let me take an example from what is happening in Nigerian political space. It is now the younger generation, I'm not going to call names, but it's not now the younger generation that are pushing that the adults should have integrity. To be able to stand by what they said.
Come on.
It's the younger generation that is challenging and saying, if you say that this institution, if you say that our judiciary is independent, if you say that INEC is independent, honey, how can they say one thing and do another?
Come on, come on.
They were raised by a parenting model. So the disruptive parenting model is a model of parenting that is disrupting the negatives.
Come on now, come on.
And we're going back to the truth. And we're saying, hey, it doesn't matter who is doing wrong. If it's wrong, it doesn't have another spelling.
Come on, Amaka, come on.
Lack integrity. It is the lack of integrity. If that person is dishonest, it doesn't matter whether it's your father or your mother, and it's difficult because the parents are supposed to be role models worthy of emulation.
Wow.
It's difficult. It's the adults that are confusing the children.
Wow.
Okay, so they're like, okay, how do my dad say, okay, let me share this with you, right? If you work in an institution or you do business fraudulently, right? And you tamper with figures, it doesn't matter how you try, it will be difficult for your children not to lie.
Wow.
Because it's your spirit, is your breath. Even at the place of work, forget that. Is your spirit, your breath upon your children. That's what they are drawing from your spirit. So that you're doing wrong or you're not doing what you should do. You're not just damaging you, you are damaging the next generation.
Come on.
You're damaging your children. You're damaging the children that every child that your child will influence. All right. So this is the disruptive parenting model has that as a focus. The next thing that the disruptive parenting model is about is that disruptive parenting model is visionary. I call it visionary parenting. Right?
Okay.
So vision is a picture of the desired future. All right. And without a vision, the people perish.
Yes.
If you check, I don't know if you can see it, it will say chapter 1 of the disruptive parenting book says start from the future. Right?
Start from the future. Yes.
From the future. Right? So as a parent, you need to find out or sit back and think, where is my child going?
Wow.
Unfortunately, there are several parents that are raising their children for the past.
Come on, Amaka,
so
come on.
You're living in the 21st century, 2023. You were raised by your father. So an average 2023 parent is 40 years, late 30s, 40s into early 50s.
Yeah.
Okay. that generation did go and research types of generations, right? That generation, their parents were not at home, their fathers were not at home. So it is safe to say that that generation, they had absentee fathers.
Yes, sir.
Because they had absentee fathers. Because they had absentee fathers, nobody taught them, especially the men, how to be a father.
Yes. Wow.
That in itself is distortion.
Wow.
You know that what you know about parenting today is largely what you studied, what you learned, what is revealed.
Wow.
All right? So let's say our parents, for instance, the parenting model that they used to raise us was the parent. In fact, it was the parenting model that their parents taught them. So you are in 21st century, for instance. You are using the parenting model of your children's grandparents or great grandparents. So you're raising your children backwards. Meanwhile, you're supposed to be raising your children to be able to stand in another 20, 30 years and lead that generation. So when they say, do you say that everything that parents did is wrong? No. What I am saying is that native intelligence, I don't know where this noise is coming from. Okay, better, it's good now. What I am saying is that native intelligence is not enough. You are raising an apt kid. Everything they are saying, in fact, there's a researcher that called them screenagers. Screenagers. So a lot of why are they screenagers? Because they are internet natives that are either holding the phone, the laptop, the iPhone, all the screens, right? They are also skilled, particularly if you talk about the alpha generation. The alpha generation are children that are within 11 years and below. All right, they didn't know, they don't know any other thing except their Instagram children. All right, so the model of raising them will not be the same model that they used to raise you, because they will question everything that you're doing. They are audacious. All right, it comes natural to them. Even in their meals, they are different. Those children, most of them prefer Indomie, drive by, all of those things. Okay, so you will need to intentionally mark the word intentionality. Intentional. You have to intentionally sit with the God that sent them. It's called parenting with God and parenting for God. So you will sit with God and find out where they were, why He sent them. Every child came on a mission.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Everyone has a solution. I call my global solution provider. All right. So there is a solution that he or she brought. Okay. Before I continue in vision, let me let us know that you cannot, your spouse cannot build a relationship with your child on your behalf. I repeat, your spouse cannot build a relationship with your child on your behalf. So my wife is always with my children. Hello. She has a relationship with your children, not you. My husband is always with my children. Hello. He has a relationship with your children, not you. You also have to build a relationship with each child. Like Pastor Ike. Pastor Ike has job. Pastor Ike, for instance, right? We need to have one-on-one relationship with each one of his children. Each one. Because what they brought to this world is not
and I have many of them.
Right? I have about 6 of them, right? So your job as a parent is to make sure that between the ages of 0 to 18, they master why they came. So let me say congratulations to you and my sister for at least now you've got us an author already, so you're on track. That's one. So you need to find out each one of them sincerely. You will sit with God and discover why they came, and then you will help them to understand it. What we are supposed to actually groom is that thing that they brought. So part of what disruptive parenting is about is raising royalty.
Come on.
So what we say in disruptive parenting is raising the king in your kid and the champion in your child.
Raising the king in your kid and the champion in your child. Wow.
Yes. Okay. So in every child, there is a champion. In every kid, there is a king. And so that will take me into the other side, which is also one of the things that we do in Disruptive Parenting Academy, which is value-based parenting.
Okay.
Value-based parenting. So when you find out why they came and you are able to communicate it, I am not saying, there were some of our own parents, right? They wanted to be lawyers, they wanted to be doctors, they wanted to be preachers, and they couldn't make it. If it's in Nigeria, jam them many times, and now they didn't succeed in becoming a doctor. So you now give birth, and your child will now become a pseudo you, because you want to answer a doctor's parent, a doctor's father or mother, right? Hello, that's not what I'm talking about. I am saying when you have sat with God and discover why he came or why she came, you will collaborate with that child to make sure that happens. And then you will help you to surround the child with what I call all the stakeholders of his or her destinies.
Okay.
The stakeholder of your child's destiny, if you don't know where they're going, you won't be able to know who is their stakeholder. Okay? When you know where your child is going, it will help you to determine this school they should attend. It will help you to determine which side of town you should live in. For instance, I live in Lagos, Nigeria. So there are so many parents who they have 3 children. No common sense. You just move all your children in one school so that you be able to do school runs. Once you go, you drop them off in school and then pick them up the same time. But one good school for one child may not be the good school for the other person's destiny.
Man, listen, you better preach.
Okay, so which school are your children attending? That they attend. In fact, there are so many people. Their children are even in what's it called? In boarding school, because that's what is convenient. I mean, working back, your husband's working in oil and gas, because one of the problems that this particular generation have, parents have, is that life has so beaten families, because the whole thing is to pull down the family system. All right, so men are not even able. The income the men are bringing now is not enough.
It's not enough.
And so women also have to get into the working space and make money to support their families. A lot of women are women who their husbands are not allowed, were not treating well. So they have been humiliated long enough. Now they decided to pick up a career and they are putting everything in it, and their children are suffering.
Wow.
Okay, so we need to find out, why are your children in boarding school? Is it because it's convenient? Is it because it's raining, it's in vogue, it's a trend? Your friend's child is in the school. I worked with a particular child, preteen, This child got into lesbianism in the boarding school. Glory be to God that her parents discovered early. In fact, because of the way that child was being raised, something came up in school as they couldn't hide it. And so the school impacted her parents. And they realized there's something around that boarding school that she was not caught out for. Thank God that they even discovered it. We have gone into trainings where we were talking with a pastor, and he went, he had an only girl, and he went, anybody that tries to come and molest his child, the person that he will pause being a pastor and deal with the person. When we got into assessment rooms, we realized that his 16-year-old had been molested since, as in, going through series of molestation from when she was 8. And the man of God did not.
She was 8.
Yes. And he didn't know. Meanwhile, he shouted what he will do to the person that we ever caught his daughter. She has got virginity defense. All right. So this thing is more than taking a child to church. It is value-based parenting. Value-based. And taking them to church is good, but helping them to know your God is the real deal. How do we know that they know your God? It's not that they follow you to church. And going to church is fantastic, because it's good to, the environment is very critical. But they will have to know your God personally. They will know your God. They will adopt your family's value. How many parents on this call have family values? How many have family constitutions? How many have family culture? How many have boundaries as to the systems that make people visit you or exit your house? Or don't you know that the family is the smallest part of the nation? So you are a nation as a family. In that your nation, do you have a constitution? Do you know the other system through which people come in and go out? Or are you just an average African country that their borders are porous? I wonder how to sing. Anyways, bottom line, right? You will need to be, you need to, it's value-based parenting, right? And not every value works for everybody. But if you accept that you are raising the king in your kid, and where do we get that from? It's in Genesis. After creation, God, scripture recorded that God breathed the breath of life. And so in my personal walk with God, at the season why I was asking, why do you love a man like me? Thank God, for Sammy of Blessed Memories. When his album came out, I kept singing that song. Deep in my spirit, I was asking God, why do you love me? So this was the answer I got. God said in Genesis, when I finished making man, I breathed myself. When that time the scripture recorded that God breathed the breath of life. I am life. So I breathed myself into the man. So I do not love you, I love me every time I see you. So I don't have a choice but to love me. Right? So that breath of God that is in your child is what carries the purpose, the mission, the reason for creating that child. And so you should be able to download that from God. You cannot raise a child on purpose without being in touch with the God who sent that purpose. So when you find out, you will not begin to lead that child in the characters, the lifestyle, the culture that kings have protocol. Every kingdom have protocol. Every kingdom. This kingdom that we are in, it has protocol. Right? Every and anything does not just go. So you see, putting a woman in a family way does not guarantee you to be a consummate father. Being able to get pregnant and push or do surgery to make you somebody who has given birth before, or will make you a consummate mother. I remember that many years before I even got married, one of my pastor friends, Pastor Divine, had called me one day. Said, Amaka, you are more a mother than many mothers that I know. This comment, he made it. Wow. If I didn't know that I was going to be anywhere, family life, right? He made this comment at least 6 years before my husband showed up.
Wow.
Right? So it's more than having sex, 5-minute pressure. You have not succeeded as a parent until you have helped your child between the ages of 0 and 18 to find out why they came and put them on that track. So value-based parenting is the kingdom where we are is basic righteousness, peace, joy in the Holy Ghost. That's the kingdom of God.
In the Holy Ghost.
So you have to model righteousness, dear father and mother. Your children will have to see you create a peaceful atmosphere. Let me tell you, the first model of a husband your children will see is you as a husband. The first model of a wife or knife that your children will see is you as a mother. You know what? If your son cannot decide, children, they say it subconsciously. If your son cannot say, I wish that my wife would be like my mother, that not succeeded. I wish. If your daughter can say, I wish that my husband would be like my father, you have not succeeded. There are so many parents. Do you know why people go to school and they don't want to come back? Many of them
toxic home. Toxic
yes,
home.
They don't want to go home to the horror that they call homes.
Jesus.
Many years ago, I was at an event, and so because of trust, at that time I have not become a coach, even though I have begun to work with families, children, and others. But I've not gone for all of these trainings I've done now. So my name was projected, as one of the people who people could call and confide in. And this girl, she was in her year 3, but she doesn't go home. She didn't used to go home during the holidays. Her parents are man and woman of God, so she will tell them that she will go for missions, she will go for night events, they should engage in this, engage in that and the other. But the real reason she didn't go home was that from secondary school, their choir master had been molesting her. Their choir master was in her father's payroll. Their choir master in that church is a son to her father. But that guy had made their home a horror. So traumatizing for her that she doesn't used to consider going home during the holidays. Christmas, New Year, Easter, whatever it is, whatever break, she's in school. So before he said, God forbid, it's not my children, find out. The other aspect is that your children are human. Your children, they are human. Their heads are working. For instance, about a month or so ago, we talked to someone, and the person because my daughter also have written a book, right? Let me show you. This is a book. The Diary of an Amazing Kid. So I went to this school to she went to present the book to the school.
Wow, can you show that book again? Sorry to interrupt. Can you show that book again? So your daughter also is an author, like my daughter. Can you show the book? People you need to see this. The Diary of an Amazing Kid. This is, we are going to get into question and answer very briefly. I'm going to allow my guest to finish her last thoughts, and then we begin to interact. But this is, I am so impressed. Go ahead, woman of God. Sorry for the interruption. I needed people to see that book.
All right. So we went to that school to present the book, and this woman started talking how her daughter used to write so beautifully, but it was her husband that stopped that child from writing. She said how her husband would torture the girl and tell her what does writers achieve with their writing, how she should go and do whatever science course and all of that. He pushed that child until eventually, imagine, do you understand the role of the father? When the man who is supposed to be championing her was the one who told her that she was not going to make progress with writing. Now she has graduated from university. She has not authored the book. She probably would have authored the book at the age of 7. Because we wrote our first book at the age of 7. Right? So what we must know is that we will not be able to, we should know that these children are humans. They have feelings. They have their opinions, and they are also going. So let me use Pastor for instance. Pastor is a pastor, right? And you pray for your children. Have you?
Yeah.
You pray for your children. Maybe part of what answer to the prayers that you have prayed is this book that your daughter has written. Now, there are so many parents who will now be the ones to say, "You're too young, Danny. You can't handle it." How many people have been authors in your village before? You pray the prayer. The answers to your prayer team, you are the one apporting the answers. So note, your children have voices, they have feelings, they can be hot, they can be loved. It's okay for them to be heard. If you're listening to your children to be seen and not heard, you need to check it. Let me stop here for now. Thank you very much. My author just came back.
Is that the professor engineer?
Yes, just came back from school.
Is that the professor engineer? Is that the professor? Oh, okay. This is your daughter. I thought that was your husband. Hello, baby girl. Listen, we just saw your book, The Diary of an Amazing Kid. We saw that book right now. Your mommy showed it, and I want to say, you making your parents proud. You are making God proud. You are providing a solution to the society, to the globe, to the world. You keep it up. Keep it up, baby girl. It's amazing. I'm so happy. I'm so blessed. I will get your book. If it's not on Amazon, I will show your mom how to put it on Amazon. I will get your book and we'll read more. So, one of God. I thought that was the Professor Engineer Omo. Anyway, I have a contributor. I have a participant who joined. She's a mother. She's one of those women that always keep in touch with me. But we talk politics mostly. I'm happy this is not political discussion. And this is parenting discussion. And I'm sure she will not bring politics in here. But I'm so happy to see her in the studio. And she's going to contribute, ask a question. She's just going to participate, because that's why she took the pain of coming into the studio, right? But let's have a little break, people of God. Let's have a little break. Watch this video, and then after this break, we'll go into that participation, conversation, question and answer, and interaction. Let's have a little break for just maybe 3 minutes, and then we take it to another level. Please watch this.
Come. That lady was preaching with me. She really was preaching with me. Teach them how to do it. Shout more!
More!
They need more to be developed and trained to combat the battle that is happening in their generation. I'm exposing my children to God because their generation is more wicked than my generation. The devil is out for them, and the church is not doing anything. But in every generation, God will always need people. And parenting means that God has anointed you to raise him an army. Hannah said, "Give me a son, and I will give you a prophet." Parenting means that you take sons and daughters and turn them into arrows. Oh, Bible said they are arrow in the hand of a mighty man. Oh, God, have mercy. I am the usher, and my 5 children, I want to draw my bow back and release. When I release Peniel, I want to see dead people rising. When I release Jadiel, I want to see blind eyes opening. When I release Bethel, I want to see crippled people walking. The devil will not have their way, his way in their time. My children are growing up in sanity. Shout yes. There are many reasons why we need more to structure spiritual development for our next generation.
Everyone, my name is Nnamdi, and at 11 in 6th grade I wrote a book, and I just want to tell all of you to go buy it. It's really good. It teaches you on how you can be successful in life. It has steps and guides, and you can even practice along with the book and pray and do everything that the book is telling you to do. It's on Amazon, and you can find it if you just search my name. It says it on the back is Peniel, and my last name is Nnamdi, Nnamdi. So you would really benefit from reading it. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you buy it. Again, please go to www.amazon and search for my name, Peniel Nnamdi, and you will find it. Thank you, everybody.
Lord, that lady is beautiful, man. Lord Jesus Christ, where did I get that from? She's so beautiful. I'm like, what? People of God, that's my daughter, and she was just talking about her book that is really doing well on Amazon, selling so well on Amazon. Please search her name, like she said, Peniel Nnamdi. That's all you need to do. If you go to Amazon.com, we have only one Peniel Nnamdi. Amazon.com, and you saw the page of the book, the front page of the book. Search Peniel Nnamdi, and her book will come. Let me welcome our participants who took the pain of joining in the studio. The one and only Mama H.O. Mama H.O., I believe you can hear me. Can you hear me, Mama H.O.?
Very loud and clear, sir.
Mama H.O., good to have you here. I know people, and your face is your name precedes you. Your name, I know people in Nigeria especially must recognize who Mama H.O. is, right? With the dangerous prayers you pray against our politicians and your contribution in the political space. But we are talking about parenting, Mama H.O. Let me hear your thoughts, Ma. What do you think, or what is your thought pattern in the area of parenting, Ma?
First of all, Amaka, thank you for all you are doing. Our children are what they are today because we lack parents at home. When God gave me my assignment, and I knew the generation I'm going to work with, they are on the internet space.
Yeah.
The old school IP. That can become wahala. Because I hate the internet like anything.
Right.
Because in one of my minor degree, criminal justice with emphasis in private investigator, that opened my eyes to a lot of things.
Yes, ma'am.
And that is why I never wanted to put me out there in the internet space. Because one of the things I learned is that most great jobs, before you get there, the employer will go into the social media to see what is there.
Yes, ma'am.
So that made me to withdraw myself. Even when I opened Facebook, I was reluctant to put my picture there. But when God gave me my assignment, and I knew that the people I want to work with there on the internet space, I have to leave my old school to start to want to learn the internet space. What
So
I saw there,
Mama H.O., what I'm taking from what you're saying is that some parents today should have to leave old school parenting, Abi?
Just wait now.
Okay,
When I
please go ahead.
entered the internet space, what I saw made me cry. And that is where this passion, and I say my children, came from. Because I discovered that most parents that claim to be Christian, they don't know their children.
Wow.
From the daddy Geo to the mommy Geos. That means from the pulpit to the congregation. I can guarantee you that 99.9% does not know their children.
Wow.
They take them to church, correct. Just like my sister Amaka said. They pray with them, correct. They even read Bible with them, correct. They put them in Christian school, fantastic. But they don't know their children. They don't. Then two, from day one, a child learns by seeing, by example. But from day one, our parents, even right from the womb, what does the child hear? Lies. Lies upon lies. We go to church, religion, we can't afford gidigba. But our lifestyle is zero. And then, those are the children that they are president today, governor, House of Rep. So how do we even want society to even be better when the upbringing from home is zero? Some of us.
Wow.
I don't want my pikin suffer because of that. You now feel giving the child luxury is parenting. If we don't do something drastic, this their generation has nothing. Nothing.
Wow.
Why? Because we refuse to parent them. We refuse to raise them. We are hypocrites. From the pulpit to the congregation, we are hypocrites. Some women, when they see their pastor, you go kneel down. But for us, you'll be tigress. And instead of this GO and mommy GO to correct this, their so-called daughter and sons in the Lord. No. As far as they honor, they carry their ego up. That is okay. They don't care about the home. They will carry services from Monday till Sunday, year round. And Papa and Mama go belong to one of or two of those groups. Some of them even belong to all of them. So what is the time do you have to raise your child? You put that for nanny and then nanny carry the belly. Nanny cry to Papa God, say, give me picky, give me picky. And the one when they do now, boarding house. How can a child that has not even finished primary school don't they even dey boarding house? Now so your papa and mama raise you when you can't become who you be today. So you see, a lot of people, a lot of parents, they don't get their chamber for hellfire. You don't already stay there. They are doomed for hellfire. Why? Because of God gave you a gift and you refuse to take care of that gift. You are doomed for hellfire. If you like, they go church, they dark kelebe. You are doomed for hellfire. Because you've not changed in your life, character and behavior, in your living room, in your bedroom, in your kitchen. You have not shown to that child how to live a godly life. And you now expect her to become somebody successful, useful to the society. No. Garbage in, garbage out. In their present, you carry phone. They owe somebody. The person they ask you, what of my money? I better not vex. I know they Lagos, so na Abuja I dey, and you dey inside your house.
Mama HO is shaking the table here, people.
You see?
Mama HO is shaking the table.
Papa God is angry with all of us.
Right.
When I enter into the internet space, when I want to start my work, children, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, they are where on the internet space. And their papa and mama don't feel say they don't do night devotion with them, that they snore. And your child is there in the internet space. Young, not even 18, and grown-up men that are adults are telling them, show me your bumble. Shame. Shame on all of you. Shame on you. Majority of the parents, because of competition, either in the family or in the church or in the neighborhood, they have to just do something to pepper them. Because they won't do something to pepper them, they neglect these children. Heaven will require these children from you people. And when you can't give account, you will go to the bottomless pit in hellfire. Continue. Some of you are old school. You don't want to do new school. You don't want to do new school to know what did they happen for the internet space with your child. You were supposed to be the best friend of your child, but you are Osama bin Laden to your child. Shame. Shame on you, African parent. Home and abroad, you are not left out. Shame on all of you. Maybe not they pursue dollar. Pursue one. Papa God say, the day one they come home, make una carry 20 Ghana must go of dollar. Come home. Pursue and they store them for there. In the expense of your child. Make una they buy house. They live in Banana Island. In the expense of your child. But
Mama HO.
Setting,
Mama HO.
to ask all parents
Mama H.O., thank you. Amaka is here, and there's something you said, Mama H.O., that I really want Amaka to, listen, Mama H, everything you say needs to be unpacked. But that one about nanny, you asked a question. You are leaving your children for nanny. Is it nanny that prayed to God for these children? Is it nanny that carried these children in their womb? Dr. Amaka, can you talk to us, right, about this delegation, this thing that happens with parents and nanny, where they delegate to nannies to do everything that their parents are supposed to do? What do you have to say about that, Amaka? Please talk to us about that.
Okay, so in the book Disruptive Parenting, I have a chapter dedicated to it. Okay, I have a chapter. Confirm if you can hear me.
Very well, very well, very well.
Okay, so I have a chapter dedicated to it, and it's called, let me check for it so that I get it correctly. Mates Raising Champions, a Mirage.
Mates Raising Champion, a Mirage. Wow.
A Mirage. Okay. Let me use an average Nigerian. Okay, so Pastor, please, 1 minute. Hold it there, okay? There's something he said about delegated parenting. Delegated parenting is a sin.
I mean, she even went ahead to say that there's a special place in hell for parents. Mama H.O. not hide her mouth.
Okay? Delegated parenting is a sin. See, most people, that's why I asked the question when I was speaking. Most people that send their children to boarding houses. Why? Because if God didn't lead you, that is delegated parenting. Unfortunately, those children are sent out too early. Okay, so let's paint a picture, right? I was talking about this point. I was talking about you asked a question around mates raising champions. A typical Nigerian scenario. You went to the village. You are working in the city. Let's say you live in Lagos, all right? And you live in Banana Island, like you said. For those who do not know, Banana Island is a highbrow area in Lagos, as in one of the most prized, I don't know if I call it estate or something, but hey, it's one of the big boys' place. Okay? So you went to the village and you picked up someone. Please, I don't know if you can still hear me. Yes. Then you brought that child to your home, right? Normally, right? When you pick up a child from the village, I don't know if you observe, you will see that the day you drove into that compound to pick up that child, you will see the hope that is ignited in the faces of her parents. You will see the joy. My daughter is going to be living with X, Y, and Z. You drove X, Y, and Z car. They saw that you have gone to the university. Now you are informed. Okay? You pick up that child and you bring the child up home in the city. And maybe you didn't, normally they plan it that around the weekend. Okay? And on Monday morning, banker, or wherever you work, you will leave your kings to the child you just brought from the village. You didn't teach them your family values. They don't know what your family stands for. She didn't even go to school, so her parents are trusting you to send them to school. They don't know nothing. And so you dump them with your king, who is attending a particular school in Lagos, where you pay in millions. Let me tell you who you are going to raise. At best, raise a glorified house help.
Wow.
Why? Because nobody can give what they don't have. Is there a king in that girl, that house help that you brought, or you pay domestic or whatever you call it? Is there a king in that person? Yes. Until that king is groomed, he will remain a king. And he can be trapped in a 40-year-old adult body. Okay? So you leave your king. During the holiday, you take them to the UK, to the US, to Canada, and you're flying. Hello, the values they have is the worth of that village that that girl is coming from. That's why they can't understand. They can't communicate with you. I mean, the disruptive parenting is academy. It's a full course. It's a 30 days, as in 30 sessions course. It can be in 30 days, it can be in 7 days, but it's 30. It's everything parenting. Okay, so you cannot on the only way, the only time you can, and they will never take your place as a father or a mother. However, they can be helped, and the only time they can be able to help you is when you have taught them your family values. What applies, what does not apply, what can happen, what cannot happen. When you have told them, you see, in this family, if you have to live here, these are our boundaries. If they're not able to, if you can't handle your boundaries, they will go. Okay, so it's important that, yes, delegated parenting is just a sin. It's a crime against humanity, because when you delegate parent and you raise a monster, the monster will go and marry and become a beast after you have thrown society wedding to his or her spouse. Okay,
What of God? Can you hear me?
We come one day, you will corner your child like the politicians are doing in Nigeria. If not for this movement that is ongoing, your child will go and become a senator, and when they go to senator, they will be calling them your excellency, but they will hit themselves with tears in the state house. What a shame.
Dr. Amaka, can you hear me?
Yes.
While you're on this, right? Because I remember the prevalent story of how maids, house help, house girls, these people, like you said, we bring in the village. I remember how they even contribute to sexual molestation. So yeah, so while you're on this, right? Because when I was very young, the closest I came to sexual molestation was from a maid, a lady. So how do you address this danger and awaken parents' consciousness? In fact, let me combine two questions together because our time is running out. Let me combine. Please hold these two questions together. Our time is running out, so that I will begin to round up from here. So number one, how do you awaken parents' consciousness? Because when we are presenting, you said something about a pastor who is bragging, if anybody abuses my daughter, I will do this and do that, not knowing that from age 8, same daughter is being abused, right? Now, how can these things happen and parents do not know? And how do parents become intentional, conscious, and deliberate to finding out that there are nothing happening behind their backs, right? The second question is, I want you to talk about living the effect of metropolitan or even cosmopolitan city, the effect of metropolitan city in parenting, because I'm noticing that something crazy is going on with these fast-paced cities. In Nigeria, you will think of, even the city I live, Dallas is such a big, I mean, in Nigeria, you can think of Port Harcourt, Lagos, Abuja, right? This extremely fast-paced cities, I mean to say, what is the effect of metropolitan and cosmopolitan city to parenting? And how should parents, watch out to make sure that there are nothing happening behind their back in terms of the house girls and the people they will get from the village? Those two questions, if you can address it, we'll begin to round off. And then Mama HO will also, after you, Mama HO will also put in some contribution. Go ahead, Dr. Amaka, go ahead.
All right, so one of the things that we need to check is, again, it goes back to the last question. Nobody can give what they don't have. Okay? So before you take a house help, you will need to run background check. You probably will need to take the child with the house help to see a professional, a counselor, a therapist. Okay? Most people who are predators or who are pedophiles or who abuse children, they were they were victims of abuse growing up. So when they're growing up, there is an abuse. Okay, and because they do not get an intervention, what they have inside of them is abuse. So they will abuse others. It is critical that you do background check. Okay, see a professional. Okay, parenting in the days that we live is a journey. So what do? You must intentionally be in the life of your children. Children must be seen and heard. Most and generally, research has shown that children between the ages of 0 and 7, 8, 10, in the right environment, will not lie. They don't lie. Okay? So when your children are talking, please pay attention. It doesn't matter how close you think the person is. Pay attention. I have gone to speak in a school before where I met an 11-year-old girl who in their home, their house helps and their domestic staff, she had walked into them where they were sleeping with each other. All right? And the girls, they cook. So she threatened that if she told her parents, she was going to poison her parents. So, and she promised the girl. So the girl got afraid. She doesn't want to lose her parents. She didn't want to become an orphan. So she didn't talk. All right. So go for classes. When you see this kind of programs, please pay attention. When you see events like the Disruptive Parenting Academy, sign up. Okay, part of what we do there is community parenting. So after your training, there's a community that you join. That community, we are constantly teaching. We are constantly updating parents, okay, to what is happening, to the things that right now there's so much that is ongoing. You cannot succeed as a parent with native intelligence. It's not enough. It is damaging. Okay, so your house does not know
intelligence.
Sorry?
Did you call it native intelligence?
It can't work. Native intelligence is what you say.
I'm going to take note of that word. It sounds good to me. Native intelligence. I'm going to take note of that.
Yes. Native intelligence is what you say. You know, a lot of people, they will tell you, our fathers did not attend this kind of classes. My mother didn't go. You turn out right. Hello, did you turn out right? Did you turn out right? Because if you turn out right, you won't be battling with the mental health that you're battling with now. If you turn out right, you will not prioritize money above your children. Is money important? Yes. For instance, for people who live in Lagos and all that, again, you must intentionally plan to be in the life of your children. Part of what you can do is that you know that, for instance, in Lagos, we like all one bed a lot. All right, all one bed is partying. We like partying. So you go to work. Most times, parents, especially those who do 9 to 5, they have to leave their home somewhere around 4 a.m. They don't come back until 10. So before your children woke up from bed, you're by the time they are about to bed, you are not back. Okay, the only time you have is on Saturday. That Saturday, you will zoom off because your friend is breaking. Because somebody you as in your life is when you went to party. Okay, after that, on Sunday, you have to go to church because we are in a religious environment. Are we saying you shouldn't go to church? No, we're not saying that. We are saying you will have to plan your life. You have to intentionally. For instance, I said when your children are in that formative years, it's not every event that you must attend. Any event that is not true, different, don't expose them to it. Okay, create time intentionally. Okay, for instance, I tell fathers over the weekend, plan father to daughter time, plan father son time. I didn't say father family, father daughter. That is one person at a time. Father son, that's one person at a time. That time, make it 30 minutes, 1 hour. Let it be. You just do with the person whatever they like. They tell you. Okay, if you don't allow your children, if you don't give attention to the nonsense when they're saying it, you won't be able to pick the sense in their nonsense.
Come on, say that again. One more time. One more time.
If
Repeat that. Repeat that.
If you don't give ear, you don't pay attention to the nonsense that your children are saying, you won't be able to pick the sense in the nonsense. Because it is when they are talking, when they are blind, when they are asking all those questions, some of them do not make sense. That is when they will chip in and say, and somebody tried to touch me, and somebody, the other person did the other one, and that other person did the other one, and that's when you will not be able to begin to probe more. That's what is called probing question skills, right? You have to be able to learn how to use those probing questions to find out. So you don't ask questions like, what is the name of the teacher? You ask questions like, how is your teacher doing? You don't ask questions like, what time did you get to school? So what time did you get to school? Is a specific time. What is your name? Answer. Don't ask questions that the answer is yes or no. That's basically it. Ask questions that allow your children to talk. So how was school today? So how will you explain? What do you think about all of these things? What about these things do you like? You're crossing over a guy, a boy. What is about this boy that you even like? Or they're telling you, he or she's telling you, my classmate is crossing on XYZ. What is it about the person that you like? They will begin to talk. And when they are talking, please listen. In this book also, there's a place where I talked about signing up as a student in the class where your daughter or your son is a teacher.
Signing up
and have to become their
as a student in the class where your daughter or son is a teacher. That's interesting.
Yes. Okay. Because when children say that you don't understand, a lot of African parents think that the child is being rude when they say you don't understand. But when you are in a class and somebody lifts up her hand and say I don't understand, what does it mean? It means that the teacher is required to throw more light. He's required to go over it again. He's required to explain. But you see, parents, when they tell you don't understand, instead of asking, please, I want to understand, you will get angry and your buga will go up. You will start complaining. It's very rude. All these children, they can you imagine if you try it? Some will even beat. Hello, you don't understand. If you don't understand, how do people who don't understand do? They will swallow their pride. Because if you don't understand yourself and you go to Waye, you will line up F9. If you go to Cambridge and it's time for exam and during the classes you didn't understand, you will fail. If you go to write your tests and you didn't understand when they were teaching, hello, you will fail. So when you don't understand what you do, you will ask to be taught again. You will ask your teacher to go over it again. That is when you hear their languages, their lexicals, that is when you will hear who their friends are, how they behave, why they do that. That's when you'll be able to now say, honey, you know that you're a king. This one is not our kind of person. In this our family, we have a God whose name is El Shaddai, who does not share his glory. So if somebody is teaching them what we make them not to stand up for the glory of God, you can be able to correct it. If they're taking a path that you can be able to redirect them. Because it is not easy to be a child in the days that we live. I'm telling you, what comes from this is too much. the least you can do is to be in their lives. Okay? So,
Dr. Amaka,
if you are living in Lagos, for instance, okay, especially when your children are in their growing years, one of the things you can do is that within the first 5 years of your marriage, plan and see if one of you can do paid employment and the other will go and start a business. We are Christians, so we can leverage on the word of God. So you can actually ask God to give you a job that allows you to succeed as a parent. You can turn down offers because it is going to damage the future. Because at the end of the day, if you lose your children, what were you working for in the first place?
Dr. Amaka.
So we need to be intentional. Yeah.
Dr. Amaka, you, God bless you. And people of God, let me say the truth. We have to end the production within a specific time. But this is the good news. And very soon I'm going to have Dr. Amaka tell us how to get in contact with her, how to join her academy. Because the truth is, she has shared a lot today. She cannot share it all. But guess what? She has a system, well-structured, well-detailed system that can run for months, that accommodates the parents and the children. I mean, there are people that God already positioned to help you parenting. In parenting, we know the world is crazy. We know it is now fast-paced. We know you have to make, like Mama H.O. was saying, some of us in America, we truly chase after this legitimately, so because we have bills to pay. We don't want to be outside in the street. We must pay our bills. We must pay, So we understand that you chase after this dollar in a crazy manner. But guess what? God has put people in place to help coach you, train you, right, on how you can succeed as a parent. You have to take advantage of such people. And Dr. Amaka here happens to be one of such people. All you need to do is to go through training. When I asked you about cosmopolitan and metropolitan city, I love the answer you gave, right? Because how that some of these people who live in such cities, after the weekday of business, on Saturdays, they still go for party. And you answered by saying you have to plan your life. It is not every party you must attend. We understand you've been busy all week long, but this weekend, consider your children, plan your life, attend all the parties. And a lot of things you say, let me take quickly her last words. We have a participator, very influential, powerful woman, Mama H.O. We're going to go back to her and also, 3 minutes, take a concluding thoughts as we're beginning to wrap this up. Take a concluding talk on the states Dr. Amaka said so far. Mama H.O., how do you conclude?
When we look at house help, how do we treat them in the first place?
Mama H.O., I can't hear you. Can you speak up, please, ma?
A house help is the same person as your child. But the very first day we brought them home, you let them know they are servants. And your children are master. You have sowed that seed in them. And what do you expect them to do? Oh, your pikin not get too head. The Bible has made it clear for us, but no, we refuse to follow. Do unto others what you want others to do unto you.
Absolutely.
That child you went to the village to bring, it is because the parent does not have the opportunity you have. That's what makes the difference. But they are all human beings. If you give them the agape love you are giving to your child, from day one, they will protect your child. You now go to the kitchen. Your pikin go eat indomie noodle. and the only qualification she gets is to drink garri in the evening. What do you now expect? So we parents, we are the architect of our problem. Just like my sister said, you went to the village, you brought her in. She doesn't know how to even use the stove in the city. The next day, you zoom off, no teaching. And if I thought you want even teach her, you teach her with impunity.
Come on, Mama. Come on, Mama H.O.
Then what do you now expect? You see, Papa God in his own infinite way has made life easy for us. But no, we choose to complicate it. Simple rule. Do unto this house care how you want her to do unto your child. You change it around. And you begin to get the consequence. Then too, with what I have seen in my work so far, the average child in Nigeria, in Africa, even in the Western world, has been molested. They want to talk. They are confused. They want to talk. But no. If they ever open their mouth to tell us the kind name we will call them, they rather
Stigma. Stigmatization.
zip their mouth.
Wow.
Than to live in the stigmatization we are going to give to them.
Wow.
We are going to blame them. And the blaming will not just, it will not stop that day. Hey, it don't become national item. You are singing that national item of blaming to the child. The child now gets to the church. He wants to turn to Sunday school teacher. Sunday school teacher pretend to love the child. And he now add his own molestation on top. Double. The child now wants to say, okay, mommy, Daddy Gio is always preaching this. I think I can confide in him. The child now wants to tell the senior pastor. Senior pastor to jump on top. That is what many children have experienced in their little life. And they are growing. What do you want them to become as an adult, man or woman? A monster. That is why a lot of grown-up men need therapy. A lot of grown-up women need therapy. But who will they talk to? You? I have gone through it though. I remember when situation was so tough for me and the voice of Susan was louder. I talked to Christian, what they open their mouth. If you do, you will go to hellfire. Who cares? Because somebody who is at that point of wanting to commit suicide has concluded that I am living in hellfire already. So you singing hellfire to the person, it don't make sense. So what did I do? I stopped talking to all of them because they said they be devil. That was the period I locked up myself. I didn't go to any church anymore. I lock up myself in the house and I have to talk to my maker. If I must leave to do your assignment, then we get to talk and reason together. It is only my maker that was able to deliver me and answer me. We Christians, we are hypocrites. The devil has anointed us to be religious and we are leading people to hellfire instead of heaven. That is why I say, some of you, the bottomless pit is waiting for you people because you are nothing but a hypocrite. And until we change, there's no heaven. And to us Who will not work for peace when you are still breathing? That is why when somebody die, I know they join them again. Since I get the understanding, may his soul rest in perfect peace. Did he work for perfect peace when he was on earth, when he can breathe? So if you do not work for perfect peace, when you can breathe,
Mama H.O.
rest in perfect peace. For any of us that did not work for perfect peace when we are still breathing, no prayer changes it. So now when me and you they still they breathe, if we want to rest in perfect peace, let us start by changing our ways.
I love
We
that.
must take a mirror of our life every second, every moment. With your children, with your neighbor, with everything around you. If you must rest in peace. If not, we are not resting in peace. We will be resting in pieces. Thank you, sir.
Mama H.O. It's 3 minutes. And you know, I love you. Look at how Dr. Amaka is clapping for you. You know I love you. See, Mama H.O., listen, people getting to hear you will repent even if they don't want to repent. Because the way you say it so bluntly is just, I mean, that is how it has to be said. And people, please, what this woman is saying, she's saying out of a place that she has been through. She just confessed to us right now that she almost committed suicide. Right?
See,
God intervened. God anointed.
Just one word. When I had an encounter with Christ, I asked him one question. Look at the church. If you come now, how many will go with you? How many? I said, because a lot of people in the church, they are doing a lot of terrible things just to survive, because poverty, lack, and hopelessness has been given to them in place of their destiny. That is why you see me so passionate about my children. Because if Christ come now, how many will make it? Listen, each day me and you see, let us live it as if that is the last day on earth, so that we can clean up all this mess. But we live our life as if now we get the whole world. But the truth be said, picking when they born today, they die. The one when don't reach 2 days, they die. How you sure you go reach the year when you even put for mind? Because we think that we get plenty years ahead of us. We just feel that we can live our life anyhow and we repent at the last minute. No, when Jesus started his ministry, he started from day one, knowing fully well a day will come and I will be gone. So I must complete my assignment. 3 years. That is what Jesus used in doing his reassignment. So these hypocrites, let's stop it.
Thank you, Mama H.O. Thank you so much, ma. People, I was telling you guys, this woman had been involved in an accident, but you know what I love about her? People will look at her and call her or categorize her among the people called disabled, but that's far from the truth. She is not in any way disabled. She might use crutches, but she's far from being disabled. She is mentally sound. She is providing interventions in Africa, helping young Africa. When you see her call people my pikin, all of us, we just say, you are our mama. We all accept to be your pikin, especially those of us in diaspora. All of us living in diaspora. This woman right here is our mama, right? So she's so mentally sound. You hear her speak, you see that she knows what she's speaking. She's speaking from the place of experience, from the place of someone who went through divine therapy. Her own therapy is not that she went to a specialist. No, her own therapy is that she locked herself in the house and God had to come down in the room and administer some therapeutic restoration and healing. And that's why she's now a tool in the hand of God, helping so many people heal. Mama H.O., for joining this video, for participating, I am so grateful. I appreciate you. God bless you, ma. And Dr. Amaka, before we go, would you mind?
That has interesting thing to go, But when I saw the topic, hey,
yeah,
when I
yeah,
saw the topic, and I knew that this is what I am talking about. We just have to change this narrative. These children, they are king, they are prince, they are princess, they are queen. God gave us king, gave us queen, gave us princess and prince to raise for him. But no,
yes.
no,
Just like Dr. Amaka said, Mama H-O,
we choose
Mama H-O, just like Dr. Amaka said,
island over this king and princess
can
and
you hear me?
that are given to us. Thank you, Amaka.
Can you hear me, Mama H-O?
God bless
Just like Dr. Amaka said, two important things. I'm happy you said it now because I need people to remember. And if you don't see the video, I invite you to go back to the beginning and you will be blessed. You will be blessed. I'm not even lying. Dr. Amaka said she talked about kings and champions. So every kid, there's a king. To every child, there's a champion. So when you look at your children now, it's important to see a king, a queen. When you look at your children, it's important to see a champion. That is parenting from the future. Remember, she said, I'm not going to say everything. She said, go back and watch this video for yourself. She said a lot. She just said a lot. Go and watch this video for yourself so that you can learn how to parent from the future. Dr. Amaka, how do people, number one, what do you do? This Disruptive Parenting Academy, how does it run? How can people reach you? Can you give us your email address, your phone number, your contact address? How can people reach you? How can they contact you and register both themselves and their children in the structure and system that you've already put together? Please let us know those information.
All right, thank you so much. I'm excited. Yeah, time it has to. I'm committed.
Did you mute yourself? We can't hear you.
I'm not muted though. Are you sure?
Oh, I cannot hear you, but I think people are hearing you. Go ahead and speak. Don't worry. I think. Go ahead. Don't mind me. Go ahead. Okay. I can't hear you, but I think people are hearing you. Go ahead.
I was saying once again, thank you so much for having me here. One of the things I am committed to the next generation, right? I'm a mission builder, so securing the future is very important to me. All right. In the disruptive parenting, I'm going to send my number. Just send me a WhatsApp message. Let's take it on from there. You will reach me faster. And my email address is Amaka Omo-Oikeh @gmail.com. Or hey, send the WhatsApp. All right. 07011535360. I take that again. 07011535360. One more time. 07011535360. And if you are sending from outside Nigeria, remember to put the 234 code. All right. Yeah, once you send me a WhatsApp message, you will get a discount if you came out from this platform. So remind me that it's on personalized platform that we met, and I'll just give you a discount. Okay. I think that's basically that. There's so much. Is a full course. The Disruptive Parenting Academy, you would get a 30.
So you see that, people. You see, that's how powerful my platform is becoming. Just because you came in contact with Dr. Amaka on this platform, you now have a discount. I don't know how many percent discount, but that's a good news. You have a discount. And if you are contacting him from outside of Nigeria, do not forget, before her number, if you're contacting her from outside of Nigeria, before her number, remember to +234. Save it. Make sure, because WhatsApp will not see it. If you don't put the +234, guess what? WhatsApp will not see it. You have, when you're saving her contact in your phone, make sure you put +234, then her number. That way, WhatsApp will be able to see her, and then that way you can send her a message. Mention that you came through Disruptive Parenting TV show with Reverend Samuel Nnamdi. If you mention that, you are having a guaranteed discount. Take advantage of that offer.
Oh yes, and so
I want to thank you, Dr. Amaka, for doing that. Yeah, go ahead.
So I also speak. I speak I speak at couple events, both online and on site. I speak at team events. I do mental health, like she said. Okay, one of the things we must do is to reach out and get help. Don't stay where you are. See, not everybody is Mama Hito. Mama Hito, I respect you a lot. Not everybody is like her. There are many people are not themselves inside that room, but because they don't have a relationship with people, they don't have to about it. End of the side. Okay, please reach out and get help. Many times the problem is parents don't know how to go about it because they were not taught. You can't give what you don't have. If you don't have it, you don't have it. In fact, many times one of the things that used to blow people's mind is when I remind them that in every child there's a champion, in every kid there's a king, and then we sink it. I mean, for instance, let's say let's use the president of America, for instance. If he comes into your house now, if you get a call from him that he's going to pass by your home this evening to have dinner, is anything going to change in your home? That's a natural king. As in that's a physical king, right? In the okay, old, right? Now, your child that is 12 years old, I want to ask you a question. Do you know who will be the president of America in their years? What makes you think it's not your son or daughter? Do you know who is going to be the next Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala? What makes you think it's not that 4-year-old, 5-year-old, 11-year-old as your home right now? The truth is, it is what you see that you raise. Even in correcting children, we didn't have time to go into that. But Scripture told us how to correct children. There is a way to correct kings. So if you have a king, if you have a king in your house, if you have a champion in your house, then they don't flog kings. Biden has never made a mistake since he became president. How many of you are going to flog him? How many? But there is a way to correct kings, and the kings are corrected inside. You don't embarrass kings and say you're correcting them. You don't flog them. You have to flog yourself. All the mistakes that you made in your life, family, have you flogged yourself? Okay, didn't your parents flog you? Why do you turn out? Okay, so the thing is, reach out and get help. We cannot overemphasize that. Reach out and get help. Don't use native intelligence to raise an upskill, an alpha generation child or a generation Z. Hey, honey, that will not work with them. Okay, or like I said, yes, it can't work. You only frustrate yourself and frustrate them. And this generation, they will abandon you in a hurry. Once they see that you're not getting it and you're not willing to learn, they don't have patience like our generation. Our generation, we are taught to go and be praying for you. They won't pray for you. They will leave you where you and move on. And you don't want to lose your children while they are even in your own roof. Okay, reach out and get help. Let you get help. It is when you get help that you can be able to help your children. Again, thank you once again for having me. And then the DISRUPTIVE Parenting book comes hand in hand. You need to get this book. Thank you. I love the
Can you hear me, woman of God? Are these your books on Amazon? Are they on Amazon? I mean, if they are not, reach out to me personally. We'll make sure it's there. People globally can have access to them. Both your book and your daughter's book. Well, people, reach out and get help from my sister. You will never regret it. Remember, you have a discount. And thank you for sharing this video as many that shared. Thank you for, we have people listening from YouTube, from Twitter, from Facebook. Wow. Thank you so much for being part of this. I want to apologize if the sound wasn't the way it ought to be. But if you pay close attention, you will hear everything that we said. Finally, Dr. Amaka, I'm nominating you a doctor. I think I will have to make that nomination. I really am able to do that. You won't believe it. There are many things that surprisingly I'm able to do. And I want to say thank you for your time today. It's been so refreshing. God bless you. My brother, the professor engineer Omo, my greetings to him. I've seen my daughter looking good, looking well. We really appreciate you on behalf of everyone who is live, who is watching, and even those who will watch after now. On our behalf, I want to say thank you for sharing your time, your wisdom. Thank you for being a great resource person on this production. May God continue to increase you. I mean, I will keep talking about your academy. I really believe it's an amazing academy in the time we live in. Raising these alpha children, raising this generation of children needs people that God has given this special and specific assignment that He has given you. So I am so grateful. I am so blessed. Thank you for developing yourself. Thank you for all the courses you went for, all the training you went for, all subjecting yourself this to the process that brought you where you are now, and how that being where you are now, you have now become a tool to help so many parents. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Well, I'm gonna let my guests go. What a joy to have my sister of many years join me here. This lady, she's not a rookie. She didn't just start. Don't listen. Don't go beyond this smile on her face. This person is a lioness right here. She's been a lioness for many years coming. All right. So thank you for watching. And this is where I'm bringing the production to an end. Until I see you again next week, we are still dealing with parents in the month of March. This month of March is dedicated. I'm going to be having the Pastor Samson Iyaye as my guest for next week. We are dealing with parenting. All of these people are special people mandated by God in the area of parenting. Please keep the date. It is going to be a week from now, Monday of next week, and we'll be live again. Hopefully, we might have Mama HO again, and another person who wants to participate, contribute. The studio is always open for all. Love you much. Thank you so much for pitching your tent with me, spending your time with me. The Lord bless you. The Lord keep you. The Lord shine His countenance upon you. The Lord be gracious unto you, and the Lord give you peace. I am your friend and your brother, Samuel Nnamdi, Reverend Gentleman, and Ambassador of the States of Israel. Till I see you again, peace be unto you. Bye-bye now.